What's going on, Gifted Hands family? It is Elijah here, and today we're going to be breaking down 3 pretty simple like gospel jazz progressions that you can just add to your bag of tricks. You can use them for talk music, you can use them in your own compositions, or maybe it's just a new progression that you haven't learned. These are pretty popular progressions in gospel music that you should be familiar with. All right, so let's dive into it. So here's progression number 1. All right, that's it. So we're gonna be in B flat for this progression. It's technically, I'm playing it in B flat. So all it is gonna be 2, 3. Then we're gonna go to the 4, but the 4 is gonna be minor. So 4 minor. Then we're gonna go to the 5, it's gonna be minor. Then we're gonna go to the sharp 5, and it's gonna be major. All right, and then we're gonna go back to the 5. We're gonna play an altered chord, so sharp 5, sharp 9. To the 1. Okay, so what's happening here theoretically? Let's talk about it real quick. So like I said, we're doing this in B flat, so we're just 1, and you can play this in any key. I actually suggest that you learn these in all 12 keys, but we're doing 1, actually my fault, 2, 3, and then I actually like to, even though I'm saying minor 4, minor 5, sharp 5, 5, 1, right? I'm applying it all the numbers to B flat. We could technically think about this as like a modulation, a temporary modulation. So I'll get this as 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. What do I mean? We're in B flat starting off. So 2, 3 in B flat. And then when we get to this, what I'm calling the 4 minor, this could technically be looked at as the 2 of D flat major. So we could think that we're modulating to D flat major. And then we got 2, 3, 4 in D flat major, right? Where we would be modulating up by a minor third. So we would modulate from B flat major to D flat major. And we would play 2, 3, 4. Right? So we hit 2, 3, 4 in D flat major. Then we're gonna modulate back into B flat major by hitting the 5 of B flat. This is to make it altered. 5 to the 1, right? All right. And that's pretty much the whole progression. 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. Okay. So that's the first progression. So here is the second progression. It's gonna be in D flat, and we're gonna do this. All right, so the progression is we're doing 7, 3, 7 in D flat, 3 in D flat, 6 in D flat, 2 dominant, 2 dominant. Then we're going to the 5, and the 5 is going to be major. Okay, so instead of, diatonically the 5 should be dominant, but we're making it major. And no, I did not come up with this progression. I definitely got it from All This Love by the DeBarge family. Okay, so one more time. 7, 3. Actually, let's do 7. I like this 3 chord. 3 dominant. 6. 2 is waiting for you. To the 5, and the 5 is major. And then I was doing like 2, 5, kind of like passing. 2, 5. Rootless 2, 2, 5. And then we can do this. You can throw in this passing chord to take you back to the beginning of the progression, which is 7. All right, so the beginning of the progression is 7. So this G dominant chord is a secondary dominant to take us back to the 7. All this love is waiting for you. right, so that's the second gospel jazz progression. All right, so here's our third and final gospel jazz progression. We're going to be in the key of F sharp for this last one. All right, so here it is. We got. So that's the progression, and it's pretty simple. All that we got is we're in F sharp, as I said. So we got the 1 chord. And we're playing the 1 as a major 7th. So we got 1. Then we're going 1 dominant. So we're going from major to dominant. And I like to extend this and make it like a 13 or some type of extended chord. So 1 dominant. And then we're going to do like a 4 over 1, which is B major over F sharp, right? Or sometimes I even play like this, which is still like 4 over 1 to the flat 7 over 1, or a flat 7. Okay. And so flat 7 is going to be like a dominant chord. Altered dominant, playing E dominant with an F sharp triad, am I right? Which gives me the 9th, sharp 11th, and 13. Gives me an extended altered chord. So one more time. Ba-da-da-da. F sharp major, F sharp dominant, B 4 over 1. 1 dominant, 4 over 1, and you could even do that, right? So this is technically still like our flat 7 chord, but instead of having the flat 7 in the bass, we could keep the 1 in the bass. All right, and so the cool thing about having the flat 7 as a dominant chord is the flat 7 as a dominant, the 4 chord as a minor 6, and the 2 chord as a half diminished are really all interchangeable. Dang near the same chord. I would call them the same chord. Why? Let's look at the 2 chord. 2 chord as a half diminished, A minor 7 flat 5, A flat B, D, G flat. Is the same thing as if I put the A flat on top. That gives me my 4 chord, and it makes it a minor 6. Same chord, right? And let's put the B on top again and put an E in the bass. Now I have an E dominant chord. My flat 7 chord is a dominant, right? So depending on what the bass note is, I can get 3 different chords. I can get a half diminished chord on the 2, I can get a minor 6 chord on the 4, and I can get a dominant chord on the flat 7. So technically, you like just processing wise, when you're playing, these chords are all the same. So I can throw any of those 3 chords in at the end of this progression to work. 1 dominant, 4 over 1, flat 7 over 1, or like minor 4 over 1, right? Or the 2 half diminished over 1, all right? And once again, I did not make this progression. The song I heard this in is Since He Came. I mean, there's a bunch of songs that use this, but the most recent song I've heard is Since He Came Into My Life, Since He Came, which is Ricky Dillard's song, not on his most recent album, but the Choir Master album, I believe it's on. All right, so really dope song. Check that out. Check that whole project out. That song, the album is fire, and we will be breaking down some songs on that album as well. But that's it. That's all I got for you for this lesson. Those are 3 gospel jazz progressions. So what I suggest is you take your favorite progression, or if you just want a challenge, take all 3 of these progressions and learn them in all 12 keys. These are decently common movements that you will hear in gospel songs, right? All of these I've played in some type of gospel song over the years, and this is why I'm teaching you them now. So take these 3 progressions, learn them in all 12 keys, take your time, however long it takes, but challenge yourself to learn these in all 12 keys, and they're gonna pop up in some song that you play. Or you can use them in your own songs, you can use them in talk music. There's tons of different ways to use these movements. All right, that's all I got for you today. So peace out, have a blessed day. I'll see y'all in the very next lesson.